G'day everyone. I'm thrilled to be here today chatting with the Little Stevies. Before we start, I just wanted to acknowledge that I'm chatting from Ngunnawal country, and I would like to pay my deep respects to the Ngunnawal elders past, present and emerging. And where are you ladies coming from today?
Well,
we're different.
All right, eldest first.
Yeah, I'm in Melbourne. I'm Naarm. The land of the Wurundjeri people.
Beautiful. And where are you, Beth?
Well, I'm actually on holiday at the moment. I'm in Ocean Grove, which is a little bit further out of Melbourne. And it's very beautiful. I feel very lucky to be where I am at the moment.
Yeah, nice. Well,
Ocean.
It is very exciting. I'm just wanting to have a chat with you about the National Folk Festival, which this year is all themed around find your home, find your family, find your folk. So you guys, tick all of the criteria because you're actually family. But what is your history with the National? When did you first play here?
When did we first play? That's a great question.
We've played a few times, and I can't remember actually the first year that we played, but it's probably a long time ago. Like maybe, I mean, we started playing our first festivals 15 years ago.
Yeah.
If not a bit longer. So when the Little Stevies journey has been a long one so far. We started when we were teenagers. And there were lots of festivals around Australia that kindly gave us a gig. And probably the National was one of those first ones. So yeah, when we think about any festival that we've played regularly at, it really, because we've gone through so many different stages of life whilst playing at these festivals, it's really interesting to look back on each visit and sort of remember where you were at.
I'm the same because I've been to every Woodford for for 26 years. I've been every year since I was 18. And I just remember it as they're, single, and then they're with my partner, and then they're with my kids in the mud. And my main memory of Woodford is because I had 2 kids under 18 months, and I think we played, I'm not sure what band it was, but we played there, and their obsession was Buzz Lightyear. And so they had these plastic Buzz Lightyear wings that they refused to take off, but they were like a meter wide. So it was actually great because I couldn't lose them, because you could use 2 little Buzz Lightyear and little chubby legs sort of underneath them. And I go, oh, there's one and there's the other one. Okay, great. Let's bring them together.
I feel like that would be quite good also walking through a crowd of people if your 2 little Buzz Lightyears were in front of you and they just sort of clear the space.
Parted the crowd. Moses
in the sea, it's, those jokes that are going around about COVID distancing. Full of
I'm thinking, I want some Buzz Lightyear
they were myself. So I don't think they survived the festival. I'm pretty sure they got injured. But you ladies are coming to the festival with your family, you each have 2 kids, and that's awesome. I've got, festivals like this are so great for children. Josh Pike's bringing his kids, I'm bringing my kids, trying to convince Jack's wife to come down with Banjo and Delilah. Justine Clark's bringing her kids. It's very much a family festival. And in that essence, we are this year enabling all people 12 and under to come for free.
Awesome. That's so cool.
I just really, and because, once you do have kids, and if you have a few, it adds up with tickets to make it an affordable option for families to come. So you, like Beth, you've literally got a newborn baby. Will this be your first gig back as a mum of 2?
No, actually, we have done a weekend already of shows, which was really fun. So at about 5 weeks old, we did a weekend of teeny tiny Stevie shows, which was pretty hectic, but great. They were in Victoria, so the whole family came. And then actually in weeks 3 and 4 of her life, we actually recorded an album, which was fantastic.
Finished
So
off.
Bill and I sort of traded her back and forth in our arms each time one of us needed to go in and record something. And even Heath, our engineer, he was even at one stage holding the baby whilst
he looked quite stressed.
Yep,
poor guy.
Together. Will this help? Yeah, I mean, the thing about what we do, if we are sort of our own bosses, which we're lucky enough to be, we can take our kids everywhere. And Backstage has been many a crash on my tours, and you know, double bass cases make really good beds, actually. I put a little sort of, you know, Aussie sheepskin in there. It's quite a nice space.
It's a good tip. Do you get nervous, like when they're backstage at sort of all the things they could possibly sort of ruin? I get very nervous, and I'm too polite. Like, I'm back there, and then it's like I apologize to like all the crew. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And crew are mostly lovely, especially after COVID. But like, there's like one or two times where there's been some grumpy crew, and I've been disappointed that I was so polite. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I'm not. Look, everyone was a baby. We were all babies.
Yes.
We all shat our pants when we were babies. And so, you know, like anyone that sort of, I'm just like, come on, dude, you were a baby once. Think about your mother,
true.
her looking after you, or your dad, you know. No, I've never really been worried. I mean, my I've got an incredibly supportive partner. So he was either on stage with me or backstage, you know, holding the baby until the next feed and all that sort of stuff. So I do remember, though, at the time, like, so my boys are 16 and 15. So this 16 years ago, and I remember I was signed to a major label at the time, and, you know, I'd have promo schedule days, and I was like, look, I need to stop every 3 hours for a feed. And they were like, oh, well, no, we sort of, like, you know, talking to young record company promo people, and they didn't have any, you know, they weren't mums, so they didn't get it. And I was like, and they were like, oh no, we'll have to reschedule that. And I was like, no, actually, you can't reschedule that, because I'm his sole food source. And so this is happening, and I'm happy to breastfeed at an interview if that's how this has to go. But yeah, it's but yeah, you can take them anywhere. I remember seeing Deb Conway and Claire Bowditch and a bunch of us around that time, all having, well, Deb's kids are obviously older, but seeing them be mums and musicians, it was like, great, we can do that. That's
it's important to see that if you can see someone else doing it, suddenly it becomes, you know, like a legitimate thing that you might be able to do yourself. It's important to see that.
Single mums, no idea. They are the heroes of the world. I don't know how
totally
do it. That's a particularly incredible thing. So yay. So I am putting my hand up for baby cuddles. I'm quite the baby whisperer, Beth. So just so
you know what, you can have her the whole weekend if you like.
I say that because that will happen. I love babies. I did a gig on Sunday. There was a baby and a dog. I was like, they are the two best things in life. Now on my rider, I'm going to say I require a newborn baby and a dog at every gig.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, let's talk about you and your new record. That won't be ready for the National, will it? I presume that's a bit too soon.
No. We should say that we're playing as the Little Stevies at the National Folk Festival, but this album that we just made was for the teeny tiny Stevies. So that's our other project. So we sort of work in. We have
a kids music side project.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. No, that's awesome.
So we want to really thank the Folk Festival, the National Folk Festival, for giving us currently our only adult gig this year.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's because I know when I was chatting with your agent, he said, look, they've got a teeny tiny gig here. And I was like, that's okay. You know, the Little Stevies is a different thing, and they're such an important part of the folk festival history that, you know, I think that'll be fine, because I think you've got a teeny tiny gig in Canberra soonish, or
yeah.
So have you had a chance to have a look at the lineup? Are there any sort of acts that you're excited about checking out?
I've had a good look because our parents are actually coming along to babysit. So we've
All
had a
the
good
family.
Yay!
Yeah, no, there's heaps of artists. It's awesome. And do you know what the annoying thing though? And this generally happens in the lead up to every festival that we play. I go through the program and I like circle and highlight all the acts that I want to see. And there's usually lots. And then I get to the
Guess
festival.
how many she sees?
I usually see 0 because I realize once I step into the festival grounds that it is so busy.
Yeah.
Even if you've got one performance in one day, you think that you've got all this extra time either side of that performance. But honestly, I don't know where the time goes. But all of a sudden, you're like, I haven't had a chance to see anyone.
Maybe for less nervous performers, it's fine. They just can like chill and whatever, like for hours. Well, we're all like, oh my God, okay, how's this song go? Let's bring it.
Yeah. Well, one thing I have done this year, which I've done deliberately, is to try to not over program artists so they can, and particularly with you guys, because I knew that you're new mums and you had kids, you know, you want to have time to enjoy the festival and see acts, you know. So most people are like, oh, we're happy to play more gigs. And I was like, yeah, that's cool, but I really would love you to have time to enjoy the festival as well. So we've got less stages, and we're a post-COVID festival, which comes with its own set of unique challenges.
How's that going for you?
It's so intense. It's full on. Then just the compliance and the yada 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 yada. But Canberra is full of very well behaved bureaucrats. It's the most vaccinated city in the world.
Yes,
so that's
so good.
Great. And then for peace of mind, we did ensure that all our artists and crew and staff and volunteers are double vaxxed. But Canberra doesn't have any, the ACT doesn't have any mandates except for aged care workers and frontline health workers, unlike every other state pretty much. So it's open to anyone to attend, which means that there will be, people that are unvaxxed coming, I'm sure. But now
that's fascinating.
Yeah, and I think that's awesome, because I'm double vaxxed, but in order for me to provide, I had no choice. But it's sort of cool in a way that it is a festival that is open to people who aren't able to be vaxxed or have chosen not to. But to be honest, the numbers are so high, the vaccination rates are so high that we're in a good place for gathering, and so much of our festival is outdoors. We've got 2 new stages, a big, beautiful open air Narragunawali stage, which is our big top tent that the Nationals never had before. And we've got a second session venue, which is open air. So there's just, it's going to be
lots of open air. That's good.
Lots of open air. Yeah. And, it'll be hard to not hug people, but oh God, it was so hard at bush time at Woodford. I was like, I so want to hug you, but I'm not going to, just to be careful. So there's a lot of COVID compliance, which is boring, but ultimately it's going to be great. We're really excited about finally having a festival after missing it so much for 2 years, and coming together to have a yarn and a sing and a dance and a jam. And in fact, when I've been asking other people about who are you interested in seeing, quite a few people have said, oh, I'm really looking forward to seeing the Little Stevies. So
oh, that's very kind of people. Wow. That's great. I feel extra nervous.
Yeah, I think that was Josh Pike and, Jack Carty. And...
You're kidding. Oh, my God. Well, I'm really glad I know that.
Well, Josh is coming with his kids as well. He's got 2 little kids. So there'll be kids everywhere. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
I hope they don't think we're playing a teeny tiny set.
No. His kids are a little bit older now too. Yeah. So they just love us.
Oh, that's cool.
But yay. Well, thank you for your time, ladies. And
thank you. I feel like we went very good. Did you get what you needed?
You were very, very good. You were very good. 5-star Zoom interview of Stevie.
You too. 5 stars.
All right. Well, be well.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah. Nice to meet you too. And I will be stealing your little baby very soon, Beth.
You absolutely. Let's lock it in. Let's lock in a time on that very opening night.
We're even at the same hotel. So, you know, I can.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Everyone's staying at the same hotel. So I'm sure.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Be
All right.
well, ladies. Take care.
Thanks, Katie.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
See ya.